Hey friends, so today we are going to get our My Alphabet Tracing book and a pencil and a nice place to write, and we are going to turn until we see capital C. We're not going to trace lowercase c today, we are going to trace capital C. So once you have that and you have a nice sharp pencil, let's get started. C is just one line except for it's a curved line. We're going to start here and go around. Remember, we're kind of leaving a bite out of it as if you took a bite out of a chocolate chip cookie. So let's start up here. We're going to start here and we're just going to go around on the dotted line for capital C. Capital C still goes from the top to the bottom, so let's make sure it's nice and big. Trace capital C, and capital C. Let's trace it again in this row. Capital C, take the bite out of that cookie, go around, leave a space for the bite out of the cookie. Go around, make sure it's got a bite out of it. Follow that dotted line for capital C. There we go. Now, in this line, we're going to trace it and then we're going to write it underneath. So we're going to trace capital C. Now we're going to come up here. Make sure we're hitting the top and the bottom and leaving a bite. Trace or write capital C. Write capital C. Make sure you're coming right under. Write capital C. And write capital C. We're going to do it again in the next row. Trace capital C. I'm going to show you how I don't want you to do it. If you do it down here like this, that's a lowercase c. And if you do it in the middle, that's not right either. Right now we're doing capital C, so it needs to go all the way from the top to the bottom. Make sure you're leaving a bite out of your cookie. There we go. Now we're going to trace the word cold and we're going to write it next to it. So it's got a capital C, O, L, and D. Let's write it. C, O, L, and D. Now we're going to write cars drive by. And we're not going to forget our period so we know that it's a sentence. Let's trace cars and write it underneath. C, A, R, S. C, A, R, S. Now let's do drive. D, R, I, V, E. D, R, I, V, E. And now let's do by. B, Y. Don't forget the period. B, Y. And don't forget the period. When you are all done tracing this, take a picture of it on your iPad and send it to me on Canvas.